never thought that I would be saying lighthearted zombie story in the same sentence, but here we are. That's exactly what Zom 100 is at its core. This story, Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead by Haru Aso, art by Kotaro Takata, is not what I expected, but it's exactly what I wanted and so much more. Welcome to Panels in Progress. Today's episode of the first chapter is all about Zom 100 and what an exciting chapter this is. Let me give you a little bit of backstory, how I came across this manga. I read Haru Aso's other manga called Alice in Borderland and fell in love with the story. And I know that sounds weird to say you fell in love with a horror story, but there was horror and then there were levels of deep thought and meaning behind each volume. And so reading that short manga series, volumes 1 through 9, I grew to love the way he told stories, and when I heard that he had another story, I thought it was going to be in a similar vein to that one. It kinda is, but it kinda isn't. This one is definitely in the horror genre, but it's also in the comedy genre. And that might be strange to hear, but when we go to the top down, I'll explain exactly why. So let's read the back of the book. After spending years toiling away for a soul-crushing company, Akira's life has lost its luster. But when a zombie apocalypse ravages his town, it gives him the push he needs to live for himself. Now Akira's on a mission to complete all 100 items on his bucket list before he, kicks the bucket. In a trash-filled apartment, 24-year-old Akira Tendo watches a zombie movie with lifeless, envious eyes. After spending 3 hard years at the exploitive corporation in Japan, his spirit is broken. He can't even muster the courage to confess his feelings to his beautiful co-worker, Ohatori. Then, one morning, he stumbles upon the landlord eating lunch, which happens to be another tenant. The whole city swarming with zombies, and even though he's running from impending doom, Akira has never felt more alive. Now, before I read this volume and the 3 other volumes that I have, I did not read the complete synopsis. I knew that he had a crappy job, and I knew that a zombie apocalypse happened and he chose to live a better life, but I didn't know how and to what effect. But this first chapter definitely sets up all of that, and it does it really well. Can't wait to talk about it. So we're going to start with Chapter 1, A Cure of the Dead. This is the first page. He's looking at zombies and he says, "No more. I can't take any more. This is a living hell." And what we find out is our main character, Akira Tendo, is watching a zombie movie. He's like, I work in an office, want to trade places. It's 3:58, damn, I need to sleep, gotta work in the morning. And you can see that his life is in total disarray. And then we jump back to the past, 3 years prior. Let me introduce everyone. This is Tendo. He's joining the production department. He's new, so play nice, everyone. That first day I just knew I was joining a good company with a healthy, supportive environment. And I mean, right away, as I was reading this, I instantly started relating to the character. I'm happy to be here. As a longtime industry fan, it was a big deal when I landed a position at this production company. I was full of hopes, dreams, and ambitions. I'm gonna pump out commercials for all the big players. Maybe I'll even meet some stars. At this very beginning, he is the hopeful new employee that we've all met. He meets the office hottie, and he's drinking with his friends. well, his new office friends. They're asking him about his life, where he went to school, if he has a girlfriend, you know, the regular office chatter that usually happens. Office cutie is also there, thinks he has a shot. Can an office romance even work? I mean, I wouldn't suggest it, but there we go. I'm gonna prove myself at this new job and show her what I can do. So this was where things started to get odd. So about time we get going. Yeah, today was great. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Well, back to the office. And this is when his reality sets in. That they were just taking a break. They're not going back home. They're going back to work. And you see him typing away at the office along with everyone else. And this is where it's really starting to sink in about the all-nighters and how people didn't even go home. They've just been working around the clock. When can I go home? Does it ever end? Anyone want dinner? They're still there. No way they're not sending us home today either. I finally finished my first day of work 2 days after I started. And then he finally gets to go home. He's like, oh, they must be one of those exploitative corporations. But he's going to try it again and go back. And this is where we actually start to introduce some more people into Tendo's workforce. Our company has dozens of employee-friendly policies. We encourage each other with good-natured competition. And I'm so blessed with kind coworkers. But if you look here, their annual paid vacations, we also get holidays off and mental health days. Never seen anyone use them though. Last month's unpaid overtime, I did 120 hours. Talk to me when you pass 150. I'll cover dinner. I might not look like it, but this is my 5th year, and I've got the salary to show for it. Takahashi's monthly take-home a shocking 2,100,000 yen, which is about $2,000 US. Now, like, if you guys are of the working age, which I'm pretty sure most of us are, you've been at those jobs where people just work and work and work. They don't take breaks. They don't take their paid time. They come to the office sick. Basic toxic work culture. And then, of course, you've got the boss. Our department's chief, Kosugi, changes with the weather. Don't come crying to me for everything. Can't you figure shit out on your own? What, you made a decision without me? Guess you think you're the boss now, huh? I mean, talk about split personality. One moment he's saying, can't you figure shit out on your own? The next moment he's saying, how dare you make a decision without me? Like, I've had those types of bosses too. Like, and maybe that's why I relate so much with this comic. He mentors so passionately, some employees weep when they hear him. Get out, get the hell out of my office. Where do you think you're going, schlub? Everyone at the office is very health conscious. Think this is bad? Talk to me when you start pissing blood. Another day, another ulcer. Like, it's great because the narrator is painting this pretty picture, but what we're actually seeing is just hell on earth. Year 2. I feel grody. When's the last time I took a bath? Gotta make it out by the last train. Tendo eyes on the proposal sitting on the shared box now. On it. Another all-nighter. Maybe I'll get lucky and a missile will kill us all. I'm not saying that I've had that exact thought, but like, I've had those jobs where it's like, dude, if this place burned to the ground, I wouldn't even care. I'm not even going to tell you what job I was working at the time. Those who know me personally, you know. Here, Tendo, I figured you worked through lunch, so I brought you some. the one person keeping me sane in this office. That's the office hottie. Otori, my crush. Satori, step into my office, please. Was also the CEO's side piece. So we find out that the girl he has a crush on is basically messing around with the boss, but not sure if it's like a command thing or if she's actually into it or not. But so much story building in just these first pages. So he's starting to question, why am I still working there? Should I find another job, in my copious spare time? But if I leave, the rest of the team will have to pick up my slack. Besides, there are worse companies than mine. Forget it. Oh, sorry, man. He's so tired he doesn't even know that he bumped into like a box, or probably a post office box or something like that. But this dialogue here about how just like, you're probably going to hear me say this 1,000 times, like, the company might suck, but you love your coworkers, your teammates, you support them, so you don't want to make their life harder, so you do extra. It's just, like I said, it's weird company culture. Alright, year 3, not work, don't want to go. This is just more setup of how horrible his boss is, the chief, the department. He's just done and over with it. I mean, at this point, he's literally thinking about jumping in front of a train. Like, maybe I should have done a content warning about it, but like, that's how much he hates his job and does not want to go back. Then he sees mind control, the evils of evil exploitive corporations, burnout and bullying by the higher-ups, robs workers of the will to quit these awful companies. They've even driven employees to suicide. Wow, I wouldn't want to work at a place like that. Like, he's totally delusional. He's totally delusional that he's not already working at that place. Like, he's completely removed from his own situation, even though he thinks about it exactly. So then we've got his alarm going off. Don't want to go, don't want to go. I don't want to go to work. I mean, how many of us have felt that way? Like, just not wanting to get out of bed, not wanting to go to work. The birds are chirping. It's a bright, beautiful day, but he looks like complete hell. Crap, forgot to pay the bike rental space. This bill's 2 months old. Hello, sir. Are you up? Landlord. Excuse me, please. Damn, I'm gonna be late for work. He leaves. Hey, sorry about the parking fee. I didn't mean to be late. So finally, he gets to the office and he sees a zombie. But he's confused by it, of course. And then finally, once it sets in, he starts booking it out of there and escaping, and then the zombies are flying out all over the place. He's still freaking out. What's going on? What is this? Zombies? I mean, they're clearly zombies, right? What do I do? If I don't get out of here, I'm gonna be late for work. Like, that's still how delusional he is that even with a massive situation, zombies are literally chasing his ass, and he's worried about being late for work. He finally gets outside, sees that the world is in complete chaos. Hey, could this maybe mean I don't have to go to work anymore? I'm free. Like, I was already hooked long before I got to this page, but when I got to this exact page, I was like, this book is for me. And that was when I decided to buy it. Him celebrating amidst a horde of zombies right behind him. Worlds in chaos. Yesterday I saw the world in monochrome, just in black, fog closing in on me. Blue skies, green trees, red blood. It's been so long, I forgot the world was so full of color. Like, this is where you get to see like just how he's being positive about this whole situation. But as he is trying to gather himself, he realizes like, oh, what to do today. I was gonna get my motorcycle license on my next break. Maybe I could head down to Yokoshima or go skydiving, or I could get wasted and binge the classics all day. I had a ton of things on my to-do list, and now I can do them all. And I mean, this is another relatable human trait where as we live, we make these lists of things to do, things we want to do, but somehow along the way, we kind of lose sight and lose track of life. And then finally he thinks about the girl in the office and he hopes she's alright. I was so focused on club activities in school that I never got the chance to confess my feelings to a girl. That, and I went to an all-boys high school. So he makes a declaration that he would rather be eaten by zombies than hold his feelings in any second longer, and he is devising a plan to get to Hattori's apartment. These people are his neighbors. They're completely freaking out. They see him climbing, they freak out. They're like, hey, what are you doing? Sorry, the stairs were full of zombies. Quick, get inside. It's still safe in here. Can't. I've got a date. A what? In this mess? By the way, I was thinking of hitting the store on the way back. Is there anything you want me to pick up for you? Like a cup of noodles or flashlights? They're freaking stunned. I almost cursed. They're stunned. And they're like, I guess those would be good. And some double rolls of toilet paper. Sure thing. And he's off. I mean, he is headed towards Hattori's house. He is being chased by zombies. He found her building, and now he's going to see if she's okay. And what's crazy about this, it says, damn, I'm getting cold feet. Like, literally, his heart is pounding in his chest because he's about to express how he feels to this girl. And he literally is living in a zombie apocalypse. Like, just the juxtaposition of those two things, like going through zombie infested areas on a bicycle nonetheless, but you're getting cold feet about talking to this girl. Okay. He starts freaking out more about getting to see her. Bing bong. Door's unlocked. Wellness check, just popping into excuse me. And then that's where he sees a zombie that happens to be his boss. So I'm guessing there was some sort of relationship between Hattori and the boss character. He's determined. Sir, do you have a minute? It's time we talked. I've been breaking my back for this company for years, and all it's done is turn me into, excuse the term, a zombie. I don't even remember what I was working for. It pains me to say this, but it's time I regain control over my life. So, consider this my resignation. He's talking to a zombie boss, and he's quitting. Thank you for taking me under your wing for so long. I know this is selfish of me, Dash. But I hope there are no hard feelings. And I guess this is just a montage of everything, like when he was back playing rugby and how those moves helped him escape the zombie boss. He finally gets past him and he finds Hattori, which she has been turned into a zombie. And he's sad. Now, I had to censor this because obviously there was some nudity here, but behind this little sticky note, you can see that there was a bite mark, and that's how the boss bit her, and that's how she turned. From the moment we first met, I've completely been head over heels in love with you. He still, even though she's turned, makes his declaration to her. And of course, she's going to chase him out. He runs and he's like, goodbye, my first love. At least I got to see your tits. I mean, see, it's another thing where it's like just the positivity, like looking for the bright side amongst his crush being turned into a zombie. And he's like, I got to see your tits. Okay, what next? I've pretty much got forever off. Man, I can't believe I don't have to work anymore. I've got 3 years worth of vacation to get out of my system, and I intend to make each day count. This is the end to chapter 1, and as you can see, like, it's a little bit longer than the other chapters that I've read so far on the first chapter videos, but I think it was worth it. Like, the way Haru Aso built up that company and how horrible they showed a progression from him starting out being positive about working and having the job and being happy to have the job, to now how soul crushing it is, how he almost thought about suicide just to escape the job, just escape the life. And now, amongst the zombie apocalypse, he has so much to live for. I think this was a great story, a great beginning to a great adventure. And I think that the artist, Kotaro Takata, did great depicting all the juxtapositions that Haru Aso wrote. So that was the first chapter look at Zom 100 Bucket List for the Dead. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Obviously, I read past this first chapter and past the first volume, and I plan to continue the series because I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'd love to also do a panel deep dive on some of the themes that come up in the later volumes. If you're interested in anything related to comics, manga, how storytelling works, how to make comics, how to improve your stories, then please subscribe and stay tuned for the next video. And as a bonus, have you guys ever checked out Haru Aso's works? Have you read Alice in Borderland? Will you check out Zom 100? Let me know in the comment section below. See you next time.